Hello students. Today I'll be starting with chapter 1 of class 7, that is integers. In this module, I will first introduce the idea of negative numbers, then integers and their operations. At last, we will summarize what we have done earlier. Before starting integers, let's recall natural numbers and whole numbers which we have studied in previous class. Suppose I ask you to count the fingers in your hand. You start counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If I ask you to count the pages in your notebook, you start 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Whenever you are asked to count anything, you naturally start with 1, 2, 3 and so on. These naturally counting numbers are known as natural numbers. So what are natural numbers? All counting numbers are known as natural numbers. We use the symbol N, capital N, to represent natural numbers. Now the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on are natural numbers. So what is the smallest natural number? 1 is the smallest natural number. And what about the largest natural number? There is no largest natural number because numbers are uncountable. What exists below 1? To get the answer of this, let's consider a case where you have 3 toffees. You give 1 toffee to your friend. You are left with how many toffees? 2. If you give 1 more toffee to your friend, you are left with 1 toffee. If you give that 1 toffee also to your friend, you are left with no toffees. You don't have any toffee now. So, how to represent that no or nothing mathematically? We use 0 to represent nothing. All counting numbers along with 0 is called whole numbers. So, we can say that 0 and all the natural numbers, collectively they are known as whole numbers. To understand the concept of negative numbers, let's consider a basketball game played between 2 players. Rules of the game are: each player has 6 chances to throw the ball. If a player hits the shot, he scores 3 points. If he misses the shot, 2 points are deducted from his score. So let's see the outcome of in the 6 throws here. For player A, the outcomes are as follows. In first throw, the player hits the shot, he scores 3. In second throw, he again hits the ball. So his score is 3 plus 3, that is 6. In third throw, he misses to hit the ball. So 2 points, 2 marks are deducted. So his score falls to 4. 6 minus 2, 4. In fourth throw, he again hits the ball, so 3 points are awarded to him. So his score finally becomes 4 plus 3. But in fifth throw, he again misses to hit the ball. So his score falls by 2 and reduces to 5. In sixth and final throw, he misses the shot. So his score further reduces by 2 and comes to 3. Let's see the score of player B. In first throw, he hits the ball and scores 3. In second throw, he misses to hit the ball. So his score is 3 minus 2, that is 1. In third throw, he again hits the ball. So his score becomes 1 plus 3, 4. In fourth throw, he misses to hit the ball. His score becomes 4 minus 2, 2. In fifth throw, he misses to hit. His score becomes 2 minus 2, that is 0. In sixth throw, he again misses to hit the ball. So, 2 points are to be deducted. So, what will be his score? His score is 2 points less than 0. Now, 2 points less than 0. How to represent that? How to represent 2 points less than 0? For that concept, negative numbers were introduced. The numbers greater than 0 are given positive sign and are known as positive numbers. Example, +1, +2, +3 and so on. Usually, we don't use the symbol +1 or +2. In normal writing, we write 1, 2, 3 and so on. While the numbers which are less than 0 are given negative sign and are known as negative numbers. Example, -1, -2, -3 and so on. So let's see the game's result. Player A scores 3 points, that is +3, a positive number. Player B's score, that is 2 points less than 0, which is -2, a negative number. With the introduction of negative number, here comes the concept of integers. When we include all the negative numbers, 0 and all the whole numbers, then a family of integers is formed. So we can say integers are the collection of all whole numbers, 0 and all the negative numbers. We represent integers by Z, capital Z. Here's self-test 1, which you can do on your own. Now, we can represent the integers on number line in the same way as you have studied to represent the whole numbers on number line in your previous class. Integer consists of all numbers to the left of 0, 0 and all numbers to the right of 0, as I've earlier told. Okay? So on number line 0, all the numbers to the right of 0, 0 and all numbers to the left of 0, collectively they form integer family. The number line continues infinitely on both sides. Hence, there is neither smallest integer nor greatest integer. Now we'll study about ordering of integers. What do we mean by ordering of integers? When we use ordering, it means to identify the greater and the smaller numbers so that we can arrange the numbers in particular order, be it ascending order or be it descending order, whatever be the requirement here. Using the number line, we take the integer on the left as smaller to the integer on the right. For example, you can see a number line on which two integers, -4 and 2 are represented. -4 is to the left of 2. So we can say that -4 is less than 2. Again, I am repeating, on number line, the number which is to the left of the other number is a smaller number, while the one which is to the right side is greater number. Let's take two more examples for comparison and ordering of integers. Plot them on number line. After plotting, we see that -2 is on the extreme left side here. -1 is in between -3 and 3, while 3 is to the extreme right side. So we can say that -2 is the smallest number and 3 is the greatest number among these three numbers here. So we can write the numbers in from least to greatest as -2, -1 and 3. Let's take second example, 4, -3, -5 and 2. Here 4 numbers are taken. We'll plot these 4 points on the number line in the same way and then read the numbers from left to right to order the integers from least to greatest. This ordering is -5, -3, 2 and 4. Self-test, which is based on ordering of integers. In one you have to arrange in from least to greatest and in other from greatest to integer. Now comes the very basic thing, the most important thing, that is operation on integers. What are the basic operations? The four very basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, operation on integer means addition of integers, subtraction of integers, multiplication of integers, and division of integers. Let's start with addition of integers. We'll be first doing the addition and subtraction on number line, then we'll be doing it arithmetically. Steps on how to add numbers on number line. To add a positive integer, we move the point to the right side on the number line. To add a negative number, we move the point to the left on the number line. This very basic concept is used for addition and subtraction for integers on number line. Okay? So let's take few examples. I'm taking the first example where both integers are positive. We have to add plus 3 and plus 4. Number line, on number line, we can represent plus 3. Then move the other number which is to be added, that is plus 4, that is positive. So we will move 4 units to the right side. 4 units to the right side from 3. By doing so, we reach at 7. So we can say that the sum of 3 and 4 is 7. Let's take another example where one positive integer is added to a negative integer. Suppose we want to add 3 and minus 5. Again, we'll draw a number line. First locate the number 3 on number line. Since the second integer to be added is negative, so move 5 units to the left of 3. By doing so, we reach at minus 2. Hence, we move total 2 units left from 0. So we can say that the sum of 3 and minus 5 is minus 2. Now we'll be taking the case when both the integers are negative. 2 negative integers are to be added. For example, if we have to add minus 1 and minus 6. Again, we'll draw a number line. The first integer is minus 1, a negative integer. So, move 1 units to the left of 0. This should be the first step. First, move 1 units to the left of 0. The second integer is also a negative. So, move further 6 units to the left. We reach at minus 7. Therefore, we can say that the total of minus 1 and minus 6 is minus 7. Hence, we move total 7 units left from 0, which is the sum. Now let's study about second mathematical operation of integers, that is subtraction. The process of subtraction is similar to addition. Change the operation from subtraction to addition. Then switch the sign of the number that is to be subtracted. These are the 2 steps which are to be followed for subtraction of integers. I am repeating it. The steps are, the first step is change the operation from subtraction to addition. Then switch the sign, means change the sign of the number that is to be subtracted. If it is positive, it will become negative. If it is negative, it will become positive. In other words, to subtract means to add its opposite. For example, 3 minus 5. You have to subtract 5 from 3. So how will we write it? It can be written as 3. The first step was change the operation from subtraction to addition. So it will become 3 plus. The second step was change the sign of number that is to be subtracted. Here, the number to be subtracted is 5. It is plus 5. So its sign will be changed and it will become minus 5. So 3 minus 5 can be written as 3 plus minus 5. Let's see example of subtraction on number line. In first example, we'll subtract a positive integer from any integer. Let's take the example 5 minus 6. You have to subtract 6 from 5. As mentioned before, subtraction is just addition. So, after changing the operation from subtraction to addition, we have seen that it is written 5 minus 6 is written as 5 plus. We must take the opposite sign of the number following it. The number following is plus 6. So by changing the sign, it becomes minus 6. So 5 minus 6 can be written as 5 plus minus 6. Now locate the first number, which is 5, on number line and then move it 6 units to the left. This gives the answer as minus 1. Let's take another example where a negative integer is subtracted from another negative integer. We have to subtract minus 7 from minus 4. So it can be written as minus 4 minus of minus 7. What will be the result? Let's see. This is an example where we add two negative numbers. Let's transform this subtraction into an addition problem. Remember, always to add its opposite. Start by locating the first number minus 4. First number will not be changed, so first locate minus 4 on number line. Then the second number is minus 7. Its sign will change. It will become plus 7. So move 7 units to the right on the number line. Please notice that we have moved right side here. Though the number is minus 7, but still we have moved right side because the subtraction phenomena says that it has to be converted into addition problem and the number which has to be subtracted, its sign is to be changed. So minus 7 changes to plus 7. Being plus 7, it becomes positive integer, so we have moved 7 units to the right on the number line. We come at 3. So the result is 3. Minus 4 minus of minus 7 is 3. There will be some again self-test questions for you on number line which you can do. Now we have done addition and subtraction of integers on number line. Now what if we want to do without drawing number line? It's not always possible to draw number line. If we want to do it arithmetically, then how to do? It is obviously more convenient and a better way. For adding integers, the very important thing which you have to understand is there are two cases. If both the integers have same sign or they are having different sign. If the signs are same, add the numbers and keep the sign. For example, plus 2 and plus 3 are to be added. Plus 2 plus 3. Both the numbers are positive, so we'll add the number. 2 plus 3 is 5. Add the number and keep the sign. The sign is positive, so the result will be 5 or plus 5. 2 plus 3 will be 5. Now, we have to add minus 2 and minus 3. Since both the integers are negative. So, what we'll do, first we'll add the numbers without considering the sign. 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then, what does this rule say? Add the numbers and keep the sign. We have added the numbers, it is 5. Sign, what is the sign? Sign is negative, minus sign. 2 is minus negative as well as 3 is negative. So, the answer will be minus 5. Let's consider second case where both the integers are of different sign. In that case, subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the number with the greatest absolute value. Means if one is positive and other is negative, you just subtract the numbers. How will you subtract? Subtract the smaller number from the bigger number without considering its sign. And then whatever you get here, whatever is the answer, keep the sign of the number which is greater. For example, if you have to add plus 2 and minus 3, plus 2 plus of minus 3. First is positive, second is negative. What does it say? What does the rule say? Subtract the numbers irrespective of the sign. Subtract the smaller number from the larger. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Then what does it say? Keep the sign of the greater number. In 2 and 3, 3 is greater. We have to consider the absolute value. Absolute value means not considering the sign. So in 2 and 3, 3 is greater. 3 is having negative sign. 3 is having minus sign. 3 is negative integer. So the answer will be minus 1. Let's take one more example. Minus 2 plus 3. Again, one is positive and other is negative. So we'll subtract 3 minus 2 is 1. In 2 and 3, 3 is greater and 3 is having positive sign. So minus 2 plus 3 will be plus 1 or simply 1. Let us try a few more examples using the rules for addition of integers. Minus 8 plus 8. One is positive, other is negative. We'll subtract them. 8 minus 8 is 0. We have to attach the sign of greater number. Both the 8s are equal. Negative 8 and positive 8. We have to not consider the sign. We have to consider the absolute value. So both the integers are equal. Both the numbers are equal. So no sign will be attached. Now minus 9 and minus 11 are to be added. Both are negative. So 9 plus 11 is 20 and minus sign will be there. 13 and minus 19. Again, one positive, one negative. So 19 minus 13 is 6. 19 is greater. 19 is having minus sign. So our answer will be minus 6. Next example is 7 plus 5. Both are positive. Very simple. 7 plus 5 is 12. Fifth example, minus 12 plus 10. One negative, other positive. Again, 12 minus 10 is 2. 12 is greater. There is minus sign. So, minus 2. Minus 22 and minus 16 are to be added. Both are negative. So, 22 plus 16 is 38. Negative sign will be there. Because the greater number is 22, it's having minus sign. Or both the integers are having same sign. So we can say there will be minus sign. 18 and minus 5 are to be added. 18 plus minus 5. Again, one positive, other negative. So 18 minus 5 is 13. 18 is greater. 18 is positive. So 18 plus minus 5 will be 13. Now let's come to the subtraction. Subtraction is opposite to addition. To subtract, add the opposite. What I have said? To subtract, add the opposite. Opposite is to be added hai, as we have done for subtraction on number line. Same process will be followed here. Suppose you have to subtract 4 from minus 5. Minus 5 minus 4. This is the question. Don't change the sign of the first number. First number is minus 5. Minus 5, it will remain as such. Change the subtraction sign to an addition sign. Do you remember? We have done this for number line also, for subtraction on number line also. So, this minus 5 is changed to, this minus sign is changed to plus. The third step says, change the sign of the second number. Means the number which is to be subtracted. The second number is plus 4. So, its sign will be changed to minus sign. It will become minus 4. So, now it becomes minus 5 plus minus 4. Now use the rule of addition to get the answer. Here, minus 5 and minus 4, both are negative. They are to be added. So, the result will be minus 9. Let's take some more examples of subtraction. 6 minus minus 4 means minus 4 is to be subtracted from 6. So what we'll do, this minus sign, 6 minus subtraction wala minus will be replaced by plus. 6 plus, it is the second number is minus 4, it will become plus 4. So 6 plus 4, which is 10. Next, minus 4 minus of minus 6 means minus 6 is to be subtracted from minus 4. You know that always the second number is being subtracted from the first number. So minus 6 is being subtracted from minus 4. We will write it as minus 4 plus. The second number is minus 6. So it will become plus 6. Minus 4 plus 6. The result will be 2. Because one is positive, other is negative. Addition rule will follow. It will be 2. 6 minus 4. 6 plus, it is plus 4. So it will become minus 4. So 6 minus 4 will be 2. Minus 6 minus of minus 4 means minus 4 is to be subtracted from minus 6. So we'll write it as minus 4 plus. The second number minus 4 will be written as plus 4 or simply 4. So the question becomes minus 4 plus 4. It will be simply minus 2. Here is self-assessment test for addition based on addition and subtraction of integers. Now, we'll be studying about successor and predecessor. This is nothing new. This you have studied in primary also, in class 6th also. So this is nothing new. This is new for integers. How will we do for integers? Now, what is successor? For any integer a, its next consecutive integer is known as its successor. It is obtained by adding 1 to the given number. For example, if the number is 2, the number next to 2 is 3. So the successor of 2 will be 3. It is obtained by adding 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So successor of 2 is 3. Predecessor. For any integer a, the integer just left to it is known as its predecessor. It is obtained by subtracting 1 from the given number. There is an example of successor and predecessor on number line. Here, if we consider if the given number is 5, If we consider 5, then the number just left to it, just before it, to the left side is 4. So 4 is the predecessor of 5. The number on the right side of 5, next to 5, is 6. So 6 is the successor of 5. In this way, we can find successor and predecessor on number line. How to find it arithmetically? By solving, by adding or subtracting 1. Let's consider an integer 0. We have to find its successor. 0 plus 1. We know that it's 1. Predecessor 0 minus 1. Now you know to add and subtract integers. So you can subtract. One is positive, other is negative. So it will be subtracted. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 is greater. It is having negative sign. So it will be minus 1. So predecessor of 0 is minus 1. Let's consider the integer minus 1. Its successor is minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So successor of minus 1 is 0. What about predecessor? We'll subtract 1. Minus 1 minus 1. We'll subtract 1 from minus 1. So it will be minus 1 minus 1. Both are negative, so we will add them. It becomes 2. And sign, what will be the sign? Minus. So minus 2. So predecessor of minus 1 is minus 2. Here is self-assessment test. Having learned about addition and subtraction of integers, let us now study about some properties of addition and subtraction of integers. The properties are closure property, commutative property, associative property, additive identity, and additive inverse. Let us discuss them one by one. Closure property. Closure property for addition. Integers are closed under addition. When we say integers are closed under addition, what does it mean? It means if there are two integers and if this sum is also an integer, then we say that it is closed. So integers are closed under addition. In general, for any two integers a and b, a plus b is always an integer. So it is closed. For example, minus 2 plus 4. It is 2, which is an integer. If we take the example minus 4 plus 2, then the result is minus 2, which is also an integer. So, integers are closed under addition. What about subtraction? Integers are closed under subtraction also. If a and b are two integers, then a minus b is also an integer. For example, if we subtract 2 from minus 6, that is minus 6 minus 2, we get minus 8. Minus 8 is also an integer. All the negative integer numbers along with positive are integers. So this is also an integer. Whenever we subtract any number from any other number, then we'll get some positive number or negative or 0, which is a collection of natural numbers. Which is a collection of integers. So we say that subtraction is closed under integers. Second property is commutative property. This property tells us that sum of two integers remains the same even if the order of the integer is changed. If a and b are two integers, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. For example, minus 2 plus 3. If we add them, we get 1. And if we add 3 plus minus 2, then also we get 1. So result is same. Why do we get same result? Because of law of addition. One is positive, other is negative. They will be subtracted. In both the cases, 3 minus 2, it will be 1. We put the sign of greater number. Here 3 is greater and 3 is positive. So we get the answer is 1. So we can say that addition holds commutative property. Means a plus b is equal to b plus a, or 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. We get the same result. Subtraction. Subtraction of two integers is not commutative. If a and b are two integers, then a minus b is not equal to b minus a. Let me verify it by taking the example of 4 minus 6. When minus 6 is subtracted from 4, we get 2 or plus 2. What if we subtract 4 from minus 6? Means minus 6 minus 4. We get the result as minus 10. In LHS, we are getting 2, and in RHS, we are getting minus 10. The results are not same both ways. So we can say a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So subtraction does not follow commutative property for integers. Now comes the associative property. Let's check it for addition. This property tells us that we can group integers in a sum in any way we want and still get the same answer. Addition is associative for integers. In general, how can we write it? How can we group it? A plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. Now, what does it mean? A plus b plus c. You have studied BODMAS. Bracket says that the bracket operation is to be performed first. So a plus b plus c. I'm talking about the LHS part. It says that first b and c are to be added. Then whatever you get, that is to be added to a. While in RHS part, first a and b are to be added, and whatever we get, that is to be added to c. This grouping or this pairing can be done in other way also. For example, 2 plus 3 plus 4. First we add 3 plus 4, we get 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. Let's take the other part. 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So we are getting the same result both ways. So we can say that addition follows associative property for integers. What about subtraction? The subtraction of integers is not associative in general. A minus b minus c is not equal to a minus b minus c. Let's verify it. 3 minus 5 minus 7. First bracket part is to be solved. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. Okay? 3 minus minus 2. It becomes 3 plus 2, which is 5. While the RHS part, 3 minus 5 is again minus 2. Minus 2 minus 7 is minus 9. So 5 is not equal to minus 9. LHS and RHS are not equal. So we say that the subtraction does not follow the associative property for integers. Then comes the fourth property, which is additive inverse. What is additive inverse? Additive inverse is any number which when added to any number gives the result 0. A minus A when added to A gives 0. 2 when added to minus 2 gives 0. So 2 is additive inverse of minus 2, or minus 2 is the additive inverse of plus 2. Remember, opposites add to 0. Opposite numbers are always the additive inverse of each other. So, A is the additive inverse of minus A and minus A is the additive inverse of A. As I have told you earlier that minus 2 is the additive inverse of 2 and 2 is the additive inverse of minus 2. Then here comes the identity property for addition. Identity property. What is this identity? Identity is that number, or we say additive identity is that number which when added to any number gives the same number as result. It states that the sum of any number and 0 is the given number. So 0 is the additive identity. 3 plus 0 is 3. Minus 12 plus 0 is minus 12. 0 when added to any number gives the same number as result. So 0 is the additive identity for addition. Now we have covered the two mathematical operations for integers, that is addition and subtraction. In the second part, we'll be studying about multiplication and division. So first, quickly go through the summary points, go through the points which we have covered here in this module. What does it say? Negative numbers, 0 and positive numbers collectively form the family of integers. Numbers on the right on number line is always greater than the number on the left on number line. Successor is obtained by adding 1 to the given number, while predecessor is obtained by subtracting 1 from the given number. Addition and subtraction are closed for integers. Addition of two integers follows commutative law, but subtraction does not follow. Addition for integers follows associative law, while subtraction does not follow the associative law. 0 is the additive identity and minus A is the additive inverse of addition.